A lot of you might not know this, but I'm absolutely obsessed with productivity.
Happy New Year! And as we know, when we get started with a new year, it's very important for us to focus on our goals and identify what we need to get done, the to-dos and the action items we need to get done in order to accomplish our goals.
This is Jason DL, and today we're looking at my favorite to-do list app, Amazing Marvin. So sit back, relax, and be amazed with this amazing productivity app. Now, why are we reviewing a to-do list app? Well, because it's simply amazing. Right, Marvin? Now, my personal problem with all the to-do or task management apps that I've used in the past has always been that, I start using an app for like a week or two. And then I just get tired of using the app and end up never using it again. I've tried Todoist, I've tried Google Keep, I've tried Notion, Microsoft Tasks, Remember the Milk, Habit RPG, and a bunch of others. For example, I've spent hours making beautiful dashboard after dashboard for my task planning in Notion just so I could use them for a total of like 10 minutes. Now I still use Notion for other things, but it's too clunky and complex for something like task management. Well, Marvin isn't perfect. It's an app that I've been consistently using for the past couple of months. Now it doesn't have earth-shattering features, but it just works. It's easy to use, exactly how a to-do list should be, and it's surprisingly versatile. More on that in a very short while. But if you just want to skip the rest of the review, you can go ahead and just sign up for a 30-day free trial on their website. Or you can use my special link, which is in the description below, to get not just 30, not 31, but 60 days of free use. Yes, you can get an extra 30 days of free use by using my special link below. And if you sign up for their plan, which is around $8 a month, I get some credit. So go ahead and do that. I'll wait. The founders themselves are pretty low-key. Heck, this is a picture that they have on their About page. In fact, if it weren't for a random Reddit comment that I found, I never would have even heard of the app. They were featured in Product Hunt in April 2018 and have slowly been picking up steam since then. And do I mean slowly? Which is a shame because Marvin is just, what's the word? Amazing. Okay, on to the features. Or why I love using this very cute marshmallow app, Marvin. First of all, ease of use. Most of the time, I'm not actually in front of the computer. There's a greater chance that I'm doing other things around the house, or hanging out with friends, or doing something like grocery shopping or eating in a restaurant. The thing is, when I'm not doing work, I often get my patented brilliant ideas or remember that I need to get a certain task done. My past tendency when this happened was to make a mental note of my task or idea so that when I do sit in front of a computer, I'll remember to get the task done. There are just two small problems with that. Number one, about 80% of the time, I'd forget that I made a mental note and end up never working on the task or forgetting my brilliant idea. The other 20%, well, that requires a lot of effort, primarily because I would need to keep the idea or task in my head. So if there are a lot of other things going on in my head, or if other, more exciting things come up, poof, the idea just gets set aside and forgotten. The other problem with that is actually having to keep the idea in my head. Ever lie in bed ready to sleep and then suddenly remember that you're supposed to do something the next day? Most likely you're gonna forget about it the next day, or it would just keep you up the whole night. Writing it down, it lets you clear your head of the idea or task and allows you to get back to it later, as long as you don't lose that piece of paper that you wrote it on. What's the piece of paper that's always with me? Well, my phone. So in my case, when I have an idea or a thought, I'd rather pull out my phone and quickly add the task to Marvin. The task gets out of my head and into Marvin. The app is simple enough, where I just open up the app, hit the plus button, and add my task. No additional steps or delays. Once that's done, here's where one of Marvin's greatest strengths comes in. The inbox. Kind of like a document in tray in an office, the inbox is where I dump tasks to be sorted out later. If I'm out and about and remember a to-do, I just pull out my phone and bam, into the inbox. It goes there and I can get on with whatever I was doing. If I'm in front of my computer, I can just brainstorm and list down all the tasks that need to get done and dump them in the inbox for sorting out later. Once you've got all your tasks in your inbox, what's next? The beauty with Marvin is that it's totally up to you. You can customize Marvin to be as simple or as complex as you want it to be, but it all starts with the inbox. Let me give you some examples. The way I address my tasks is that I try to categorize them, which is half the time. I've got categories for work, for personal, for home, the YouTube channel, and so on. And if I plan on doing that task on a certain or a specific day, I can just assign them to that day over here, or drag and drop it in the week or month planner. Now, if you're like me, you usually don't really plan that far ahead. What usually happens in my workflow is that at the beginning of the day, I look at all the tasks in my inbox, decide which tasks I'm going to do for that day, and then assign them to that specific day or the current day. The next day, I just do the same thing. Every time I complete a task, I put a check mark on the task and get greeted with a dancing burnt marshmallow. It's as simple as that. I want to keep my workflow easy to make sure that I do it every day. Sure, I can use a bunch of different features in Marvin, which they call strategies, but I like keeping things simple. Now, if I'm feeling really determined on that specific day, I'll go a little more detailed and pull up the daily scheduler, where if I can estimate how long it takes me to do something, I can schedule my tasks throughout the day. Marvin's also synced up with my calendar, so I can see my meetings and appointments in the app. To be honest, I barely even scratched the surface of what you can do in Marvin. They've got strategies that deal with procrastination, prioritization, gamification, project management, decision making, time tracking, mind setting, and the list just goes on and on and on. You can heavily customize the themes, buttons, lists, and even create smart lists with advanced filters. And you can even apply preset workflows like the Eisenhower matrix or the OmniFocus workflow, or even something like the 1-3-5 method, among others. I can do a deep dive into more of these features, but in this video, I just want to show you how Marvin works for me. So if you want some deep dives of some features, let me know in the comments. And let me know which specific features you want me to deep dive into. Okay, what about the downsides? Well, as they're just a really small team, Marvin doesn't have a free version. They've got the 30-day free trial, or 60 days if you use my link. But after that, you've got to pony up and pay for it. My advice? Try it out for the free trial and see if you like it. In my opinion, me being more efficient and effective is well worth the $8 a month that they charge. Heck, I pay more per month for my girlfriend to watch these princess movies on Netflix. Another possible downside is that it's mainly cloud-based. Yes, you can still use Marvin on your phone without a data connection or an internet connection, and you can download backups on your local device and then export your tasks. But the main software itself is still based on the cloud. For me, that means that I can use it on my tablet, my phone, my computer, different devices seamlessly, but there are those that are really concerned about data privacy, and it might be a downside for you. Ultimately, I love using Marvin. Yes, well, it's definitely not cheap, but neither is my productivity. What about you? What productivity and task management app do you use? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell for more updates on my videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Happy New Year, everyone!